you doing? How's things in the great out yonder? It's a beautiful Saturday evening for some jaw harping and other things. Yeah, Joanne, how you doing? How are things out down where you're at? I'm playing on a mud-op. Not a very melodic mud-op, though. Put that one away. What should we play on next? What are y'all playing? What's going on out? Where's my Maranzano? There's the Maranzano. Might play the Maranzano here in a minute. Well, this is a gnarly one. My harps from Niega came in untuned ones I requested. Really got down on this deep bass. He's doing his... I see you've added to your... I've got quite a few harps, but I just don't have enough hooks to hang them all up. And most of them are either on the table or in lots of drawers. Still summer in Texas. Yeah, we're heading right into fall. The new Niega, the triggers on them are solid. But yeah, I've got my collection. I'm not actually sure how many harps I have in my collection. Every like 3 or 4 months, I get rid of harps that are in my collection. Sell them to friends or give them away as gifts. Because the collection gets too big, it's too hard to take care of. Most of the taking care of harps is actually for the harpery as well. The harpery, keeping them organized, keep them oiled. It's harder to keep harps in good condition when it's fall or heading into fall. That really super rainy, cool period. At the end of summer, play the oh yeah, the giant one. It's called the holotrope. It will, if you run breathing circuits on it, it will test your ability to breathe. I played it for probably 4 or 5 minutes straight last night, and just when I quit playing, I was really lightheaded. Started to get lightheaded, and they just pushed past it and kept the rhythm going. I need to start doing more cardio. I've kind of been slacking off on doing my cardio because my cardio really helps. Doing really intense cardio really helps breathing with the harp. Normally I'll do really intense cardio and then plank and play the harp, especially around festival time. So I never run out of breath. My breathing circuits can just go on and on and on. I can really deny myself breath and keep the breath going, because I know if I can breathe when I'm out of breath through the harp, then I can play well. But yeah, I've done a little bit of cardio this week, but my cardio isn't where it was. Cardio really helps for your breath. I was really getting into that last night, going as low as I can and still getting glottis control, playing down in the throat, sneaking in a breath or two. Can you show the Gorka Brass Horsehead Morchang? Oh, hold up. That one, I actually don't have one of those in my collection. I do have one in the Harperies collection, which normally I don't really play the Harperies harps. But yes, absolutely, I can play the Horsehead. It was a really, when I played it for the demo and I played it as I wrote the description of it, it felt really gnarly, really ancient. Just something else for sure. Put this harp down here. Where are you at, Gorka Horsehead? It's the only harp, one of the only harps I've seen that uses rivets, but although not even actually rivets, it's brass rod put through there and then peened over. I've done the same thing to hold a axe head on. For a friend, I made a shaft for an axe, a handle for an axe out of honey locust for a really gnarly, somebody called it a lockabar axe, and it was peened on, so I had to grind the rivets off, grind the peened rivets off, and drive them out of there, then install new ones. So I know how that process is done, but I've never done it on a harp. A really good mix of melodics, but with that drone that with just holding open, holding closed. When you power your glottis into it and squelch at the back, lifting up the corner of your tongue and flaring your mouth out like you're winking. Wee wee wee. It really squeals. I got some more. I think I got one or two more of these coming in. I think one of those I'm going to have to add to my collection. I'm really tempted because I do enjoy a harp that does drone melodics. Well, I don't even know if drone melodics is an actual thing. I just came up with that term because some of the Morchang play with this beautiful drone. Because most of the time when you have a drone in a harp, it's disharmonious. It doesn't go along well with the melodic content. But in some of those Indian harps and Moranzano, they have I have a short. Oh, cool. They have that droning character in the background, but it matches up with the harp, and it's just something to work with. So I don't know if anybody calls drone melodics a thing, but I'm calling it. What is one that would be good for that? Really similar sound. This is the Moon Morchang. Missed a comment, I'm sorry. It's really easy to get lost in a harp like this. And it's not as loud, and Donovan's already laid down for the night, so playing some of the louder harps, I try not to do that too much. Don't want to wake the child. What are you doing there? I'm closing my glottis and I'm going ew, ew, doo 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 doo. I'm going ew, ew, glottis, ew, ew. And the other is ew and an out in breath. And after that, wee ew, but I'm throwing some glottis stops in there, some hold. Yeah, going down with it, outward and in breaths, with a 1 or 2 holds in there. It's sometimes it helps me to come up with a song, if I'm kind of planning it out more. If I have to break down what I'm doing, or if I do something, I'm playing the harp and then I do something like, oh, that's really cool, but you don't know what you did. If you try to explain it, like put it into words, sometimes it makes you more conscious of what you're doing with your mouth. So sometimes talking out what you're doing, especially if you're doing something, you're really liking it on the harp, but you can't figure out what you're doing. If you have to try to iterate that to somebody else, give that a try, because that kind of deepens your understanding of something if you have to put it into words. If you're doing something just off muscle memory, so somebody says, I've been watching a lot of your harp. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a Gorka. Half Moon. What else? Oh, here's one. I kept it for my collection, but I don't know if I should play it. It's pretty loud. Is there a way to make a jaw harp out of a sheet of copper or brass instead of using... One of the ones I was just playing, that Horsehead Morchang, is actually made out of a flat piece of brass. I didn't make this. This is made by Gorka. And he doesn't make them out of flat sheets of brass. He casts them, I believe, in sand the old way. But literally, that's a flat piece of brass. And it's cut. It's filed there and here. And you'd have to file a channel for your reed so that you sit down so you're straight with your deck, so you're running even, parallel, and lined up with your deck. So you have to cut your reed down all the ways. And he looked like a brass piece of stock or brass piece of wire that became a rivet. You could just as easily make 2 relief cuts and crimp it. I don't know why he rivets it, but I like the look of it. And time will tell. If it's durable, I believe it should be. Provided you're not dropping it, hitting it with a hammer, beating on it, spreading the harp apart, and putting it back together. I really want to play this harp. Yeah, may I just say you... Oh, cool. That's awesome. I'm glad to have you at the Harpery. George Campbell, how's it going? This is one I just added to my collection. I don't know if I should play it. It's awful loud. I would hate to wake Donovan up. We're going to be watching the newer Star Wars movie tonight. Every weekend we try to watch one movie. I really don't watch TV outside of Saturday nights. On Friday nights we watch some shows. But yeah, every other weekend it's a different person's choice. Last weekend was my wife's choice. This weekend's my choice. So maybe the new Star Wars movie will be good. Maybe not. I don't know. This is this is a gnarly harp. It's also very loud. So I won't open it up because I don't want to sleep. Don't want to wake the baby, but this is the trigger on my new job. Oh, bummer. Do you know what kind it was? Maybe you had said it was a Schwartz. A lot of the other harps will have a better quality trigger and better quality reed. Also, other things to watch out for is try not really to, especially as a beginner, try not to play harps outward. Playing them outward will break the triggers. Normally they break up near the end or at the beginning. Not bad. Wanted to hear that harp. Oh, yes. We'll play that here in just a second. That's this one. This is the earliest style, or the earlier style of Niega deep bass. That's an earlier style of Niega bass. And I'll play actually the new one. I was playing it earlier. Oh yeah, Niega makes fantastic instruments. He was who made the instrument I was about to play. But anyways, so this is older style of bass. This is newer style of deep bass. It does move the noggin around a little bit. Somebody said it must rattle the brain. I don't find a harp transferring vibration in the head into your head and skull to be a bad thing most of the time. Sometimes if a harp's super disharmonious, or if you get one with a ping or a zzz tone that goes up at the end, that's because a reed is loose on the back side, and I'll actually feel it in my right ear. So those are the times when vibration is transferring in your head. If something's like disharmonious or just bad sound, that's when it is bothersome. But yeah, these deep basses, it's quite pleasant to have your brain rattled like this. The newer deep bass are quite a bit deeper too. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play the eye a little bit. More Niega harps. Yeah, and his new bass is just massive. And what else? Oh yeah, I was gonna play the eye. Kind of been on a Niega kick. Ow! Maybe sometime we'll make another video with them. Anyways, this one is the eye. Oh yeah, it is piercing, but it's got melodic capabilities. It's kind of like melodic, like a Yakut Homus would be melodic. And I'm just barely hitting the trigger. I don't want to open this up because it's gonna be fairly loud, and a lot of that will transfer to upstairs. I should probably be playing something quieter. And what else should we play? I'm gonna play one more harp. I know the kid's already asleep. It's time to start a movie. What are y'all doing with your weekend? How's things been going? How's the harp been treating you? Oh yeah, they are pretty cool. I don't know if I should play it. It's pretty piercingly clicky. Oh, it just goes up against your lips like this. And as you change the shape of your mouth, it changes the tones coming off it. Okay, we're going to play one more harp. one I've come back to quite a bit. I always come back to the Morchang. Yeah, somebody says pretty much the same as the jaw harp, but percussive. Yeah, exactly. It's a percussive instrument, but you control the pitch. It's like bones or spoons for your mouth. And they're adjustable too. That person who said they just had one arrive. If you want it to play more sensitive, like I adjust mine to a really, really small gap, but it's not quite as springy. It's not quite as rigid as some people like who really want to hit the harp hard. You take 2 screwdrivers and you adjust it in just a little bit. Just turn it a small turn and play it. See where you like it. You might have to adjust it out. You might have to adjust it inward. But I like to play them really fast. Somebody says they're Aboriginal. Oh, cool. I can play the didge. I can drone on the didge, but I can't circular breathe. It's a technique that eludes me. What is this harp called? Oh, this is a Gorka Tailless. I'll have a whole bunch more of these coming in the next week or two. I'll have them. I'm working on getting all these harps up on the harpery.com. But anyways, I think it's time to go. I love y'all. Keep your harps clean, keep them dry, keep them oiled. Be good to each other, and just always be playing the harp. Love y'all. Adios. Love y'all. Adios.